Learning English can feel difficult sometimes, but when you learn through stories, it becomes natural and fun. You don't need to memorize long lists of words or study boring grammar rules. Just listen, feel, imagine. That's how language truly sticks. So if you want to grow your English every day in a way that feels more like dreaming than studying, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a story. We post a new one every day. Now sit back, relax, and get ready to follow someone who made one small decision that changed everything. Noah never thought walking could feel different. He had walked the same road every single morning for what felt like forever. From his apartment, through the main square, past the bakery that always smelled like burnt sugar, across the narrow bridge where the pigeons waited for crumbs, and finally into the same station where the same train carried him to the same place. Every morning felt copied and pasted from the one before. Same steps, same faces, same thoughts running through his head like a quiet loop. But on this particular day, Noah stood in front of his door and felt something. He didn't know what it was. Maybe the wind. Maybe the light hitting the street in a new way. Maybe the sound of a car passing that reminded him of something he couldn't name. He stepped outside and walked to the corner. Then he paused. The usual path waited to his right. But something in his chest turned his eyes to the left. What if, he thought, I just go the other way? He didn't have a plan. He wasn't running late. He just turned left, walking the same path he always took, only in reverse. At first, it felt silly. He passed buildings he had never noticed from this angle. There was graffiti on one wall that looked like it had been painted yesterday. He had walked past it every morning, but never seen it. From this side, it looked like a girl holding a red umbrella, with words written below in small black letters. He didn't try to read them. He just kept walking. The bakery didn't smell like sugar from this side. It smelled like wet dough and firewood. A man outside the shop dropped a tray, and the sound echoed in the street. Noah usually heard laughter in this spot. But today there was only silence. He passed the same man who sold newspapers on the corner. But instead of facing him, Noah saw his back. The man was reading something. He looked younger from behind. Then came the bridge. He had crossed this bridge 100 times, maybe more. Always with the river to his left and the rising sun behind him. Now the river was to his right, and the sun lit the walkway in front of him. The pigeons weren't there today. Only the wind. The more Noah walked, the more he realized how much he had missed. Not because he wasn't looking, but because he had only seen everything from one side. The street lamps looked thinner, the buildings taller. The cracks in the sidewalk formed new shapes, like broken letters spelling forgotten messages. As he walked further, the city felt less like a place and more like a maze. A puzzle he had thought he solved long ago, now full of hidden corners and whispered secrets. He passed a cafe he didn't recognize. It wasn't new. The chairs were worn, the windows scratched, but he had never seen it before. Maybe it had always been on his right, and he had always been looking left. He stopped for a moment, then kept walking. A few blocks later, he reached the square. But from this side, it wasn't a square. It was a tunnel of trees. Their branches reached over the walkway, forming a roof of green. Light flickered through like soft waves. He had never seen it this way. Usually, he walked into the sun, squinting. Now he walked with it behind him, and the light was calm. At the center of the square stood a statue, a figure with no face and open hands. He always passed it from the front. But now, standing behind it, he saw something carved on the base. It said, "You only see the truth when you change your direction." Noah smiled. He didn't know what truth it meant. But he liked that it was there, waiting behind something so familiar. He walked on. Every building, every alley, every window he passed felt like it was telling him a new version of an old story. As if the city had been holding a second language all this time, spoken only when you chose to look the other way. He passed a woman painting on a rooftop. From his usual path, the roof was hidden. But now, he saw her in the sunlight, moving her brush like she was writing a poem in the air. He saw a dog lying on a ledge above a shop. Its tail wagged slowly as Noah walked by. They looked at each other for a moment. The dog blinked, then turned its head and looked at the street ahead, as if it knew something Noah didn't. He kept walking. When he reached the final block before his building, he noticed a small door he had never seen before. It was blue, with peeling paint and a brass handle shaped like a bird. Something told him to stop. He stepped closer. Next to the door was a mailbox. Inside it, a single postcard. It wasn't addressed to anyone. He looked around. No one was watching. He pulled it out. The front showed a black and white photo of a street corner. He stared at it for a few seconds before realizing it was the same corner he had turned away from that morning. On the back, written in tight handwriting, were the words, "Sometimes the map is wrong, but the wrong road shows you more." Noah stood still for a long time. Then he smiled. He put the postcard back inside and closed the mailbox. Back in his apartment, everything looked the same, but he felt different. He sat by the window, watching the people outside walking the way he always did. Same direction, same rhythm. He wondered what they would see if they turned around. Maybe nothing, maybe everything. He opened his notebook and wrote just one sentence. "Today I saw my life from the other side." Then he closed it. And tomorrow? He didn't know yet. But he had a feeling he wouldn't be taking the usual path. You just listened to a full English story with natural grammar and useful vocabulary, without doing any studying at all. That's what stories can do. They teach you without making it feel like work. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a new adventure. We post one every day. And now we want to hear from you. Have you ever taken a familiar path in a new way? What did you see? What changed? Tell us in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else. See you tomorrow. Keep listening, keep wondering, and keep growing.